Today we will be solving this context and contain your candidate details. Data has been provided in the following files for you. Okay, I've already opened up all the files. You are provided with the following file as a template. Open these files to familiarize yourself. Okay, we have been provided with the module VB1 where we have the questions, the answers and the scores. The module JS1 again that has the modules questions, the modules answers and the module score. Then we have the JS1 students, right? We just have to look at this. We have the students information, the given name, the foreign name, the intake, the class, the group, the score, the result, and we have some key data over here. Then we have the VB1 response, probably the answers that the students gave, the responses from the students, and the scores that probably they will get if their answers are correct, which is in the js1 scores.csv file. Let's get back to the question. It's very important that you properly analyze the files first before you start your work. It helps you to understand the question very well. You will not waste your time. Record evidence of your work area as required in the document. Name this. Place your center number, candidate number. The student scores for module JS1 are shown in js1 scores.csv, which is this file, js1 scores.csv, right? In the file js1 students.csv, use a function to look up the scores and determine the result for each student using this, which means distinction is greater than 40, credit if it's greater than 99, pass, reset, repeat. Format the data appropriately and save the file as js1 results. So first of all, what we're supposed to do is use the function to look up the scores, and then later on we need to determine the result. So there are two things we need to do. First of all, we need to get the score. Well, in order to get the score, we do have the student ID. All we need is a score. As you can see over here, we do have the totals, the scores for these students over here. So all we need to do is we need to compare this, the student IDs, with this. Well, the best method, I think so, will be that if we try to use HLOOKUP. By using HLOOKUP, we do know that this is our lookup value. We are very familiar with the range. I believe this is the range. And all we need to do is we need to find out that the resultant lookup row, or the row number, will basically be, we just have to find, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 0. So all you do is you replicate this. You'll get the scores for the student IDs. How do you get the result? We need to use is the if command, and this if command will have what conditions depending on the question. If it's we can start either from the bottom or from the top. It's better that we start from the bottom, it will work fine. So if this is less than or equal to 14, then we can say repeat. Otherwise, if this 20 is less than and equal to 20, then we reset. Otherwise, if this is 32 is less than and equal to 32, it's pass. Otherwise, if 39 then credit. Otherwise, if 40 is distinction. If this is greater than or equal to 40, we get distinction. Otherwise, we can simply say 0. Or we could have not used the last if have, and here you go. No. I'm sorry. Here you go. Now just replicate it. This is what you get. Let's come to the next part. Print a copy of the data. Ensure that the size of the orientation is suitable. Include the evidence in your of the formula you use to generate the information in your evidence document. All we need to do is press Ctrl tilde, and we need to print this. Right? We need to print this. We'll make sure that we print this in the landscape view, and we can save it 1 by and make it A4 if you're using the A4 size paper, so that you can easily print this out. Oh, just don't. Here you go. Right? Let's Control tilde, come back to the values and come back to the question again and rearrange your data. Point 2. You are required to present an analysis of the test results. Use the JS1 scores.csv to prepare a vertical bar chart showing the number of correct answers for each question. So how do we calculate the number of correct answers for each score? We have to use this J1 scores.csv. Here we go. So what we need to do is we simply need to find out that how many correct answers do we have. Okay, how do we find them out? Well, the best method, I have already calculated the answers over here, but I will just redo this again for you. We will use over here, there could be multiple ways of doing this. COUNTIF, count from this range, and the criteria could be not 0. And here you go, because we need to count how many values exist over there. Obviously not 0, apart from 0. Because the question requires us to the number of marks for each question and should be displayed. The score, the number of marks. Right. Chart showing the number of correct answers for each question. Okay, so we have the following. And the score, the number of marks for each question should be displayed as a number with each column. So what we need to do is we need to press Control, select this, and what you need to do is you need to make chart and label it properly, give it a proper heading, come to the layout above the chart, choose an appropriate subtitles. We can name the questions. We can name this as questions, and we can name this as scores or correct answers or whatever. Right. Print only the chart and place your names and number. You can copy this and paste it in your evidence document as well. Okay. Point number 3. The course tutors need the results which you have saved in step 1. Use the J1 analysis.rtf template file to prepare a mail merge for these results to J1 course tutor listed in course 1 to tutor the CS file. Insert the JS1 results data where indicated in the template file. Only leads tutor receive a copy of the bar chart. Okay. Where indicated, insert and edit a conditional field to display a copy of the bar chart for the leads tutor or for the assistant tutors as text. This one. So first of all, let's use the file. GS1 analysis, right? So what we need to do over here is GS1 results data. GS1 results was our file that we and save the file. We did not save that file as this. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to place I'll use this afterwards. So let's read again. Let's come back. So we need the following file. Insert GS1 results data where indicated in the template file. Okay. Only leads tutor receive the copy for the bar chart. Right. So we need to mail merge with the course tutor. Do we have the course tutor opened up? No, we don't. We need to open up the course tutors as well. Yes. So this is the file that needs to be mail merged, and we need to send only lead tutors receive a copy. Right. So we'll just send it to the lead, and where indicated, insert condition feed to display a copy or bar chart for the lead tutor, or for the assistant tutor, the text this. So if it's a lead tutor or assistant tutor, the following text will be displayed, right? And where we have the lead tutors, they will receive the bar chart. So let's first close this file, because you will not mail merge with the file that is opened up. We will replace the date with a date which will be in MDY format. In month, day, year format. Do we have it over here? The month, the day, and the year. Right? The tutor name should come here. Tutor role. Insert course code here. Insert a link copy of J1 results over here. These are the results. So we need to copy this. And we need to come here. And we need to paste a link copy of this. Link Excel file. And obviously we can reduce the size so that it properly fits in. Right. And insert a conditional field to display the text or the bar chart. Now, in order to display the bar chart, what we need to do is we need to save this as a JPEG. That will be the best way. So what I'll do is, using the snipping tool, I will save this in the same folder where I'm working right now as chart. And all I need to do is I need to find the path of this chart. That's the path. And over here, all I need to do is insert an if condition. that if the role is lead, then do what? Otherwise do what? So if the role is equal to, as per the question, okay, if the role is equal to lead, then you do what? So if the role is lead, then do what? Otherwise do what? Just press OK. Now press over here Alt F9. By the way, I don't need this, so I'll just get rid of this part. So if the statement is true, then I need to display the graph. So all I do is go to insert, quick parts, field, and I will include the picture. And the picture is basically present over here. And the name is chart.jpg. Okay. Otherwise, if the statement we need to do is display the following text. Alt F9, back, to view it back. And let's preview the result, whether it's working fine or not. Preview. Okay. So, assistant tutor, text appears very well. Otherwise, lead tutor, the chart appears. Next, again, assistant, lead, chart. So, it's perfectly working fine. Include your name, sender number, candidate number. Print a copy of the merge document showing all the field codes. So we need to show is by Alt F9 to show all the field codes. Make sure that you have already enabled the field codes, and in the print as well, you have enabled the print codes as well. So make sure you're done with both. Next part. Merge document. Make sure each merged document is formatted consistently and is suitable for publication. Print the documents. So we need to print these documents. Finish, edit, and we'll print all these documents. So we need to print these, right? The graph. So we will be printing these, right? Next part. Very interesting, fourth part. The test for the module VB1 was multiple choice with 5 options, A, B, C, D, E for each question. There were 20 questions. Some questions were worth more than 1 mark. The correct answer, choices, and the marks for each question are shown in module VB1. So if you have a look at this one, this tells us that these are the following questions, and if these were the answers, you will get the following score. So it's a key. It's a marking scheme, you can say, that can be used. The answer chosen by each student taking the test are shown in VB1 responses.csv. So if you look at VB1 responses.csv, you have the responses of all the students who have answered with the following options. We have the questions and we know the students. So we need to see is that if question number 3 of the following student was A, was it correct or not? We need to compare this with this file. Yes or no? Well, basically using the if and the and will be one of the best methods to use this. So let's see how we can construct it. Prepare and format a spreadsheet as shown below. Well, the best way that I would advise you to do this is, obviously you will not type this again. You will simply use the same file, this one file. You just copy and paste in a new worksheet, and you can get rid of this, delete this, so that you will have this, right? Now let's see how can we develop such a kind of function and how it works. In appropriate cells, enter a formula to display the marks scored by each student for each question. Display the total marks scored by each student. Display the number of correct answers for each student. This is the first task, so let's do this first. Now, please closely try to understand this carefully. What I'm trying to explain you here is that, look at this. If and, why have I used and? Because within this and, I want to compare two things. I want to do is I want to compare this should be equal to this, right? To this. And same time, this should be equal to this. So there are two comparison of this and this. Let's look at the first comparison. First comparison says that if VB1 response.csv_a3, is this not the one? Yes. So A3, this A3, question 1. If question 1 of this file, the answer, the marking scheme is question 1. If this, the data in this cell, if it's equal to equal to the data in this cell, this one, fine. What I mean to say is if it's question 1 in the marking scheme and it's question 1 in the response spreadsheet, and at the same time if it's B3 in the marking scheme in the answer sheet, okay, B3, and at the same time the student response, which is again this B3. If these two are equal, if these two conditions are equal, this and this, and at the same time this and this, if they are the same, then obviously the answer is correct. If it's true, then what we do is, if it's true, then display C3, which is the score. Otherwise, if it's not true, then you display 0. So this is what I've done here. All you need to do is, once you're done with this, you have to just replicate it horizontally and vertically. Just have to be careful one thing, that once you replicate it horizontally, you have to make your A3 static, right? You have to make A3 static over here. You have to make B3 static. The only thing that will not be static will be C3 in the VB1 response. In VB1 response, which is this one, your A3 obviously this will not be static because this will change. This will keep on changing. So this will not be static, right? So it will change from B3, it will change to C3, D3, this has to change. And from here, you have to do is, you will simply make this relative, you will make this relative, you will make B3 relative, you will make this relative. In fact, all will be relative, and then you will drag it down. One by one, you drag it down, you will get the answers for all of these, right? You make this relative, F4, and F4. Here you go. So one by one, you'll do this and you'll get the entire sheet. Once you get this, display the total marks by each student. Okay. I'll pause it, and once I'm done, okay. So, done this. I've replicated all these down there. So I have the result for all of them, right? As you can see over here. Right. So this is what our result is. Let's come to the next part. What we're supposed to do is display the marks scored. We've done that. Display the total marks scored by each student. So for this, what we need to do is we need to add in the total marks. We can use a simple sum function for this. And here you go. And you enter. Next, what we have to do is display the number of correct answers for each question. So correct answers will use is equals to again countf, count from this range. What do we need to count? Not 0. So these are the correct answers. Right. Save the data as VB1 scores. Print a copy of the data ensuring that it is displayed in a suitable size or notation. Include a screenshot of your evidence to show examples of the formula you generated to the information, but do not show the entire spreadsheet, obviously. So do not show the entire spreadsheet. We have to show the formulas. We can just give a screenshot of this showing the formula that we've used, and we can take a printout of this entire sheet. Probably a screenshot will be fine. Right, next part. Create a macro procedure to carry out the following steps using the JS1 results file. Okay. The JS1 results file. I'll use the JS1 results file. I just didn't name the JS1 results, and so the JS1 results file, it was in the beginning, yeah. So this was the JS1 results file. So what we need to do over here is, here we go, and create a macro procedure to carry out the following steps using the JS1 results file. Insert your name, candidate number, candidate number, insert the text this. Okay, so let's do it. We'll view record macro. Okay, you can name it properly. You can name this macro as I'll just name it so that I can remember this macro was used for what. Okay, so first of all, we need to add the data in our header, right? And in the header, insert the text this in the header. Insert your name, sender, candidate number in the footer. So first of all, let's enter the details in the footer. We enter the name, the sender number, and the candidate number, right? Then we can go to the header, and we can enter the following to the header. Sort the data into ascending order of class and descending order score. So we need to come back to normal view and custom sort. Custom sort, and class has to be ascending, the score has to be descending. Done, right? Print the complete table. So we need to print the complete table. With file, we'll print, right? We need to print the complete table. I don't have the printer installed, so obviously I will not print it right now. Print only the details of the students who have achieved a distinction. So print only the details of the students distinction. Then print, oh okay, we need to print this as well. I do that. So we can print this, right? And then print only the details of the students who have to reset or repeat the course sort by result. result. Right, done. And run the macro procedure to print the document. Insert explanatory comments in the macro procedure before each of the steps specified. Print a copy of the macro procedure and print the evidence document. So I'll view, I'll stop, and what we need to do is right. This was because probably my printer was not installed. And then what we need to do is we need to view the macro procedure. And we need to add in comments at these specific steps, wherever. How would you add comments? You'll add comments this way. For example, you have your names here. Wherever you have entered your name, here you go. Using the apostrophe, you can enter the comments. So you will be entering all the comments over here. The header, you'll go to the header and you'll tell where the header has been displayed. Insert the heading, right? So you'll keep on pointing out all these. The class, sort the data into ascending order, and the orders, the ascending and the descending order. Here you go, the ascending order, right? And you have the other order, descending order, descending order and ascending order. Specify these. So specify all these. You need to give the comments and explanatory. Print a copy of macro procedure. Going to print this. You can directly print this. You can have your name, center number, candidate number, anywhere specified over here. Enter it over here with a comment, or with or somewhere with, or at the very top as a comment. Okay, you can give a comment over here, and you can enter your name, your center number, and your candidate number. So that's all for till now. Since we meet again for the next tutorials, please try to do it yourself. And if you find any errors or problems that we might have come across this, please do email me these at mrsaem@yahoo.com. Till then,